BB851, turn right, heading 180. 14 Papa, turn right 245, report localizer established 27.
The aviation industry has of late been a rather dark place. Thanks to COVID-19, travel demand has plummeted to an all-time low of 0. People simply aren't travelling and going on the usual typical holidays, business trips, and other reasons, of course, to travel. Airlines have grounded their fleets around the world, cutting capacity, looking for cash injections from the government, and a lot more. British Airways has become the latest carrier to announce major changes to its operations moving forward, with the airline set to axe 12,000 employees. Now, this is a massive cut in its already 42,000 strong workforce. When demand for air travel prior to COVID-19 level returns is hard to predict. The Austrian Airlines CCO said they expected not to return by 2023 at the absolute earliest. For specific airlines, they run the risk of not seeing demand ever return to the same levels. With this in mind, the International Airlines Group, who are the airline's parent company, have said they therefore need to proceed by making the appropriate changes. This includes making employees' positions within the airline redundant, a tough time as British Airways employees await the news regarding their future. Alex Cruz, who is currently the chief executive of British Airways, said, "In the last few weeks, the outlook for the aviation industry has worsened further, and we must take action now. We are a strong, well-managed business that has faced into and overcome many crises in our 100-year history. These particular harsh decisions are, according to Alex Cruz, the only way forward, and to ensure that British Airways emerges from this pandemic in a strong manner, and will be around for decades to come, to continue transporting people into the UK and out of it." He also further noted that British Airways only days ago flew a handful of aircraft out of London Heathrow, its main hub for international operations, and also sometimes European services. This is in comparison to the usual 300 or more that would fly out of Heathrow on a regular day. The IATA, as we know, have already stated that they have never seen a drop-off in travel demand as rapid as what we're seeing right now. Full-year industry passenger revenues are set to drop by half, specifically 55%, while traffic will fall by 50% roughly. Cruz noted that airlines would also go out of business during this pandemic. A hot topic and rather controversial one surrounding the UK aviation industry, specifically though with Virgin, Atlantic and British Airways, has been bailouts from the UK government. Cruz said in a statement released to the public but aimed at colleagues of British Airways, "There is no government bailout standing by for BA, and we cannot expect the taxpayer to offset salaries indefinitely. Any money we borrow now will only be short-term and will not address the longer-term challenges we indeed will face. We've typically been seeing a lot of airlines say get a bailout so they're able to continue paying their staff. This is something we've also seen generally from businesses around the world." The International Airlines Group consists of the likes of British Airways, Iberia, Aer Lingus and more, has stated that they already reported a loss of £465 million for the first 3 months of this calendar year, so January, February and March. The main concern, bar the actual figure, is that these losses were mainly coming from the month of March, and with the cancellations continuing across the board, this can only expect to worsen, but also continue for months to come. Ultimately, this decision from British Airways has caused further divide between the flying public, some employees, and themselves, with many feeling as if the trust that was there has essentially now finally disintegrated. A quick look at Twitter during these trying times further highlights the sense of divide between the airline and its customer/employee base. What are your thoughts on the decision made by Alex Cruz and more widely British Airways and the International Airlines Group regarding the axing of roughly 12,000 employees? Of course, unions will indeed be working around the clock and more with the airline and group trying to work out a way to minimise these numbers. However, it is likely that British Airways will indeed be saying goodbye to a number of its employees. A very, very difficult time, as mentioned in this video, for the employees that await their future, while already likely not working as it is. Thank you very much for the support, and I'll see you all tomorrow.